God says, "Listen closely, my beloved soul." There is a reason you paused on this message instead of scrolling past it, a reason your attention slowed down for just a moment, because sometimes communication does not come through loud signs or dramatic events but through quiet nudges that feel almost ordinary yet carry something deeply personal inside them. The angels are saying that someone from heaven who loves you deeply has been trying to send you comfort and clarity regarding a person connected to your life right now, and this is not meant to create fear or confusion but to bring understanding and peace where you may have been uncertain. You may have sensed something lately, a subtle shift in your emotions, a memory surfacing unexpectedly, a dream that felt more vivid than usual, or a moment of reflection that seemed to arrive without explanation, and these are not coincidences but gentle reminders that love does not disappear when someone leaves this world, it transforms into guidance that continues to watch over you quietly. There is a person in your life whose presence has been causing you to question your direction, and you have been seeking clarity not through confrontation but through silent contemplation, wondering whether this connection is meant to grow, to change, or to gently fade. The message being sent to you is not about exposing or alarming but about aligning your heart with truth, because truth brings calmness rather than chaos. The one in heaven wants you to see this situation with clarity instead of emotional pressure, to recognize patterns instead of reacting impulsively, and to move forward with wisdom rather than assumption. You are being encouraged to observe rather than rush, to reflect rather than overthink, and to trust your intuition because your intuition has been strengthening over time even if you sometimes doubt it. You may have felt a sudden urge recently to protect your peace more intentionally, to distance yourself from unnecessary conversations, or to focus more deeply on your own growth, and that inner shift is not random but guided. The angels are saying that the love watching over you desires stability for your future, not temporary excitement that leaves you drained afterward. There is a difference between a connection that builds you and a connection that distracts you, and part of this message is to help you discern that difference without resentment or guilt. Sometimes people enter our lives to teach us about our boundaries, sometimes they enter to strengthen our patience, and sometimes they enter to mirror back the areas where we still need healing, and understanding this allows you to respond with maturity instead of emotional turbulence. The communication from heaven is gentle and filled with care, not commanding but reassuring, reminding you that you are supported even when relationships feel uncertain. You are not being told to act immediately or dramatically, but to pay attention to how you feel after interactions, to notice whether your spirit feels lighter or heavier, calmer or more restless, confident or doubtful. These subtle emotional responses are signals that guide your path more accurately than external opinions ever could. You may realize that you have already known the truth in your heart but have hesitated to accept it fully because acceptance often requires courage, and courage sometimes feels uncomfortable at first. This message continues not as a warning but as a reminder that love from heaven is protective in a peaceful way, protective not by control but by awareness. You are being invited to trust that you are not alone in navigating this relationship, that unseen support surrounds you, and that your choices are guided by wisdom beyond what you can physically see. Stay open, stay calm, and allow clarity to unfold naturally because when truth aligns with your heart, it does not create panic, it creates peace. God says. As you continue listening to this message, allow your heart to remain steady and open, because what is being revealed is not meant to disturb you but to strengthen your discernment and bring a deeper understanding of what is unfolding in your life right now. The angels are saying that the soul who loves you from heaven has not come to interfere with your free will but to gently illuminate what you may already be sensing beneath the surface, because sometimes clarity arrives quietly and waits for you to acknowledge it. There is a person whose presence in your life feels significant, perhaps emotionally intense, perhaps confusing at times, perhaps filled with moments of warmth followed by moments of uncertainty, and this fluctuation has been weighing on you more than you admit to others. You may smile in public and carry yourself confidently, yet in private you replay conversations in your mind, wondering whether you are being fully seen, fully valued, or fully understood, and this inner questioning is part of the process of awakening to truth. The one communicating from heaven sees the entire picture, not only the surface behavior but the patterns beneath it, and the message being sent is about awareness rather than accusation. You are being reminded to observe how consistent this person truly is, not just in words but in actions, not only in moments of affection but in moments of responsibility. True alignment does not leave you feeling constantly uncertain, it builds trust slowly and steadily, allowing you to relax rather than remain guarded. If you have felt guarded around this person, if you have felt the need to protect your emotions instead of freely expressing them, this is a sign worth reflecting on calmly rather than ignoring. The angels are not asking you to withdraw suddenly or make dramatic decisions, they are guiding you to become conscious of how your energy shifts in their presence and how your spirit responds after interactions have ended. You may have noticed that your intuition has grown stronger recently, that you sense things before they are spoken, that you feel subtle shifts in tone or intention without needing visible proof, and this heightened sensitivity is not overthinking but spiritual awareness sharpening. The love watching over you wants you to trust that inner knowing because it has been developed through your experiences, through lessons you have already endured, through moments where you once ignored your instincts and later realized you should have listened. This time you are being encouraged to move differently, to honor what you feel without dismissing it, to respect your boundaries without apologizing for them, and to recognize that peace is a greater indicator of alignment than excitement alone. There is also a deeper layer to this message, one that speaks about your own growth, because sometimes when someone enters our life and causes confusion it is not only about them but about the areas within us that are still healing. You are evolving, and as you evolve, the type of energy you can sustain changes as well. What once felt attractive may now feel draining, what once felt thrilling may now feel unstable, and this shift is not judgment but maturity. The angels are saying that your standards are rising not out of pride but out of self-respect, and self-respect creates space for healthier connections to enter your life. The soul in heaven desires your long-term joy, not temporary attachment, and long-term joy requires alignment in values, consistency in effort, and mutual emotional safety. If this person in your life is meant to stay, clarity will bring stability and understanding rather than confusion. If this person is meant to shift or transform, clarity will reveal that as well without forcing you into panic. The key message here is that truth unfolds peacefully when you are willing to see it honestly. You are not being rushed, you are being prepared. Preparation strengthens discernment, and discernment protects your future gently. Continue observing with calmness, continue listening to your inner voice, continue valuing your peace, because what is aligned with your highest good will not require you to shrink yourself or silence your intuition. The communication from heaven is a reminder that you are loved, guided, and supported in every decision you make, and as you move forward with awareness, you will notice that confusion begins to fade and confidence begins to rise. God says, as this message continues to unfold, allow yourself to breathe slowly and reflect without pressure, because what is being revealed is not meant to control your choices but to illuminate your path with greater clarity and maturity. The angels are saying that the soul who watches over you from heaven sees not only your current situation but also the direction your life is meant to move toward, and that direction is built on peace, stability, and growth rather than confusion or emotional imbalance. There is a person connected to your life whose role is becoming clearer, and this clarity may feel subtle at first, like a gentle realization rather than a dramatic revelation, but subtle realizations often carry the deepest truth. You may begin to notice patterns repeating, conversations that circle back to the same unresolved points, or moments where your heart feels unsure even when your mind tries to justify the situation, and these signals are not there to create doubt but to encourage awareness. The one from heaven wants you to understand that love rooted in truth feels steady, not chaotic, and that alignment does not require constant effort to maintain harmony. If you find yourself frequently adjusting your boundaries to keep peace, suppressing your feelings to avoid tension, or overextending your energy to maintain connection, it may be time to examine whether this dynamic truly supports your long-term well-being. You are not being asked to judge this person harshly, nor to make sudden decisions, but to observe honestly how your spirit responds over time. Growth changes perspective, and as you continue evolving, you will naturally begin to see relationships through a lens of self-respect and emotional health rather than attachment alone. This message is also about understanding that every person who enters your life serves a purpose, and sometimes that purpose is to help you recognize your own strength. You may realize that you have become more discerning, more aware of your needs, more protective of your peace, and these shifts indicate progress rather than fear. The angels are guiding you toward a connection that complements your growth rather than competes with it, and if the person in question aligns with your highest good, there will be evidence of consistency, effort, and mutual understanding. If alignment is lacking, clarity will become more obvious without you needing to search for proof. Truth reveals itself naturally when you stop resisting what you already feel. You may also sense that your intuition is becoming stronger than ever before, guiding you gently through subtle feelings rather than loud signs. Trust that intuition, because it is shaped by your experiences and refined by your resilience. The love from heaven surrounding you is not about interference but about protection through awareness, helping you avoid patterns that once caused pain and encouraging you to move forward with wisdom. You are no longer the same person you were in the past, and because of that, the type of connection you can sustain has changed as well. Emotional maturity now matters more to you than excitement, consistency now feels more valuable than intensity, and peace now outweighs unpredictability. As this chapter continues to unfold, allow yourself to release fear of being alone or fear of disappointing others, because your highest alignment will never require you to abandon your own emotional stability. The angels are reminding you that clarity is a gift, even when it challenges your expectations, because clarity protects your future. Whether this person remains in your life in the same form or transforms into something different, your growth will not be lost. You are being positioned for relationships that support your evolution, not hinder it, and as you continue listening to your inner voice, you will feel more confident in your decisions. The communication from heaven is a reassurance that you are guided, protected, and loved deeply, and as you embrace that guidance calmly, you will notice confusion fading and confidence strengthening within you. God says, as this message reaches its deepest point, understand that everything shared with you is not about controlling your future but about empowering your awareness so that your future is built on peace and truth rather than uncertainty. The angels are saying that the soul watching over you from heaven wants you to step into clarity with confidence, not hesitation, because you are no longer meant to question your worth or second-guess your instincts. The person connected to your life right now has played a role in your growth, and whether that role continues or shifts, you are emerging stronger and more aware than before. You may begin to notice that your reactions have changed, that what once triggered you now feels manageable, that what once confused you now feels understandable, and this emotional stability is evidence of transformation. The guidance from heaven is reminding you that real alignment does not require you to convince yourself repeatedly. It feels natural, balanced, and supportive over time. You have grown beyond the version of yourself that accepted less than you deserved, and this growth is visible not in dramatic declarations but in quiet decisions, in boundaries you now hold calmly, in the way you no longer chase reassurance but instead observe consistency. If this person in your life is meant to walk beside you in the long term, the connection will begin to reflect mutual respect, shared direction, and emotional steadiness. If their role is meant to evolve or fade, that realization will not break you because you now understand that endings can also be redirections towards something healthier. The love from heaven surrounding you is not fragile or distant. It is active in the sense that it strengthens your discernment and protects your peace gently. You are being reminded that you do not need to rush clarity, because clarity unfolds when you are emotionally prepared to accept it fully. There is also a deeper reassurance here, one that speaks about your destiny beyond this single connection. Your life is not defined by one person, and your happiness is not dependent on one outcome. You are building a future rooted in stability, and stability requires truth. Truth may feel uncomfortable for a moment, but once embraced, it removes confusion permanently. The angels are encouraging you to choose alignment over attachment, growth over familiarity, and peace over temporary comfort. As you continue observing your situation with calm awareness, you will begin to feel a quiet sense of certainty replacing doubt. This certainty does not shout, it settles into your spirit like a steady foundation beneath your feet. The one from heaven wants you to trust that you are supported in every decision you make from a place of clarity. You are not alone in navigating emotional complexity, and you are not unsupported when choosing what is healthiest for you. The next chapter of your life will reflect the maturity you have developed, and the relationships that remain or enter your life will align with the standards you now hold. You are stepping into a season where confusion no longer dominates your thoughts, where peace becomes your compass, and where intuition becomes your guide. Continue moving forward calmly, continue valuing your emotional well-being, and continue trusting the quiet strength within you. If this message resonated with your heart, take a moment right now and type, "I trust my intuition," in the comments as a declaration of clarity and growth. Like this video, share it with someone who may need reassurance today, and subscribe to stay connected with messages that strengthen your spirit and guide your journey with peace.